and welcome back to the CTFC Perspective, and in today's video we are going back to Cheltenham Town's 2015-16 National League squad and finding out where every single one of those players are now. I really hope you guys are enjoying this content during quarantine, and it's great to see the channel still grow and people actually stick around with the channel whilst there's no football, because don't worry, I'm just like you guys. I am counting down the days so we can go back to our beloved Cheltenham Town or whatever club you support. But if you haven't already, it would mean the world to me if you could smash that subscribe button. It's on screen around about now. And I know I say it in every video, but it truly does mean a lot to me that people actually take time out of their day to watch my videos. I never knew it would get anything like this. And another positive note, I think I spoke about before, and I especially spoke about it in my vlogs. There's an app called EFL Rewards. If you haven't got it, please go and download it. I know obviously we cannot use it now, but it's where you sign in to whatever stadium you're at whenever you go to the football on the weekend, and it gives you a wheel. You have a chance of winning signed shirts, match tickets, and a few other things, I believe. And I've won match tickets a few times and they expired, and I felt really bad because I actually forgot to use them. But in future, as I can get Cheltenham tickets for cheap, and obviously I'm doing them for the vlogs anyway, I'm thinking about giving away those tickets to one of you guys. So without further ado, as there's going to be 37 players in this list, a few of them haven't got numbers, so I'm really sorry if they didn't really get that much game time, but I'm going to try and put as much detail in to where they are now. Obviously, you know when they played for Cheltenham and what kind of path they've took since that beautiful season. So yeah, obviously I've not edited it down yet, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a long one. Let's get into it.
Before I reveal it to you guys, did you already know where some players are? If so, drop a comment and I'll try to reply to all of them.
As a few of these guys, I do not know them very well. I am probably going to butcher their names. But I'm getting most of my statistics from Transfermarkt. It's a really, really good website. Go and check it out if you want to see where a player is, where they are in pretty much any season, I believe. Their expected goals, expected assists, just all-round statistics, or general knowledge about the players. Please just go and check that out. We're going to be going down this list from goalkeepers to defenders to midfielders to attackers, just so it gets the general flow rather than shirt numbers, because some of them on Transfermarkt haven't actually been given numbers, and sorry, I do not know their numbers off by heart. Starting off with the first man in this list, and the first of 4 goalkeepers, it is Callum Kitcher. Okay, so in the 2015-16 National League season, it seems that he only made 1 appearance, so he obviously wasn't the favourite at Cheltenham. He was just there as a squad rotation player. Ever since leaving Cheltenham in 2017, he's been at 6 clubs, his latest being where he joined in 2019, Ware FC. He's getting a decent amount of appearances for his recent clubs, 27 for his last club, Welling United, and 16 appearances so far for Ware FC. So his career hasn't really gone anywhere, I'm sorry to say, but yeah, he is at Ware FC currently. Next up, we have a much easier name to pronounce, Jonathan Flatt. Even though only on loan, Jonathan Flatt was one of the more trusted goalkeepers with 10 appearances. Since then, he's gone on loads of loan spells, Barrow, Cheltenham again, Kidderminster, and Scunthorpe United in 2018-19, and he currently finds himself in Rochelle Olympic. This is the best photo I could find of him. Yeah, another sad story, really, where they haven't gone up the leagues at all. For our third goalkeeper, it is Dylan Phillips. Now, here we have one of the shining lights of the 2015-16 side. His last actual move was returning from loan from Cheltenham in 2015-16. Therefore, he was only there for 1 season. But he's really made a name for himself. 37 games this season in the Championship. Yes, he's conceded 54 goals, but he's kept 6 clean sheets. And he saves 33% of his penalties. Like, I'm very proud of this man for getting a mainstay in the Championship side. And finally, our 4th goalkeeper, and a man that is still at the club, number 25, Reece Lovett. So, I can't lie, I do kind of feel bad for Reece Lovett. Ever since leaving Rochdale's under-18s in 2015-16 for Cheltenham on a free transfer, he hasn't really done much. He's never going to be a first-team goalkeeper, as Scott Flinders, he's still got a few years left in him, and he's never going to take his spot. He's only played 1 minute in the league this season, and the time that he actually got was in the Cup, where he played 3 whole games and conceded 11 goals and picked up a yellow. So, yeah, not really much else to say here. Now we have the centre-backs. Okay, so the first centre-back is Cameron Burgess. Ever since the season where he obviously did get promotion with Cheltenham, he's really kept his career in League Two. He was at Fulham from 2014 to 2017, going on 3 loan spells, Cheltenham being one of them, Oldham, Bury. And then in 2017, he moved to Scunthorpe United, where he is now. But in 2019, he did go on a short loan spell at Salford City, where he did get 2 goals in his 29 appearances. Next up, Aaron Downs. The 35-year-old is now actually retired. He spent his last spell of his career at Cheltenham Town, where between 2015 and 2018, he totaled up 48 appearances, getting 6 goals, making his career total to 344 appearances, 31 goals, and he is now an assistant manager at Torquay United. Then we have Rob Dickie. The lad is still only 24 years old. He started his career at Reading, where he only sadly made 1 appearance since 2014, going on 3 loan spells, one of them being at the beloved at Cheltenham Town, the others being at Basingstoke Town and Lincoln City. And in 2018, he actually was transferred permanently to Oxford United, where since 2018, he's made 85 appearances, making himself a real mainstay in that defence. And as it's the defence which is in the playoffs, 2 points off promotion to the Championship, he could have a very, very bright future. Then we have Qian Harry's. For Harry's, it really isn't that positive. Since a unsuccessful Cheltenham Town loan in the 2016-17 season, Coventry sold him to Swansea City, where he only made 2 appearances there. He went on a loan to Fortuna Sittard in 2019 and made 8 appearances, and then he was permanently sold to Bristol Rovers this year and has only made 3 appearances so far. So it's not looking that good for the 23-year-old, but hopefully something can brighten up somewhere. Next up is Daniel Parslow. Daniel Parslow hung up his boots at the end of last season, ending his career with 411 appearances. 67 of those between 2015 and 2017 with Cheltenham Town. Then he went on loan to York City, who he previously made 260 appearances for, and in 2017 to 2019, the last 2 years of his career, he spent on a permanent deal at York. And our final centre-back is Niall Rowe. I'm sorry guys, but I can't really find that much information for Niall here. He has just been on multiple free transfers since leaving at Cheltenham in 2017. And he's been to clubs like Barwell, Atherstone, Coventry United, Heather St John. And that's pretty much it. He hasn't really gone anywhere, but he is still quite young, so a move could still be on the horizon. The first of our 3 left-backs is Jordan Cranston. The 26-year-old, in the start of his career, played for multiple clubs, but as he is getting older, he's getting more mature, and he is making sure he is in that starting 11 for the club he is playing for. Now, he played for Cheltenham Town between 2016 and 2018, making 75 appearances. Then, in 2018, he signed for Morecambe, where he made a total of 58 appearances so far, and personally, as I do not know him too well, one of my favourite moments was when he actually fouled Luke Varney in the box early in the season, of which we scored the penalty. Then there is James Bowen. If some of these statistics are wrong, I do apologise, but it's the only way I can supply information to you guys. So, he was at Cheltenham for a total of 4 years, where he only made 10 appearances. Since then, he has played for a multiple of clubs, such as Hereford, Solihull Moors, Hereford again, Leamington, Redditch United, and his current club, Halesowen Town. Our final left-back is George McLaren. I think it's pretty safe to say that George McLaren has had a pretty sad career. His career is consisted of 3 transfers and going without a club. Ever since leaving Cheltenham in 2016-17, he went without a club. Then he played for Sutton United, without a club again. Ashford Town, without a club at Maidstone. And then finally, he went through 1 more stint without a club and then was picked up by Wealdstone FC. We then have 3 right backs, the first of which being Jack Barthram.
The 26-year-old is still young, so things could still happen, but I think we can safely say his career has gone downhill. His youth career was at Tottenham Hotspur. He then had 2 years at Tottenham Hotspur making no appearances. He then went down to Swindon, then spent 2 years at Cheltenham where he actually made 71 appearances, going further down to Barrow where he made 60 appearances. Finally, his last 2 stints were at FC United, where he only even made 1 appearance, and then in 2020 he joined Haringey Borough.
Next up is Lee Vaughan.
He currently plays for Solihull Moors, but since leaving Cheltenham, he has had 2 noticeable stints at Tranmere and Kidderminster Harriers.
Then Jordan Lim.
Another example here of a man who sadly just hasn't made a name for himself. He currently is without a club, and since leaving Cheltenham in 2018, he just hasn't really... He didn't really go anywhere with his clubs. He went on a free transfer to Evesham, then on loan to Westfields, then back to Evesham, finally a free transfer to North Lee, and then they just let him go.
Moving on to the midfielders now, we start off with defensive midfielders, back-to-back Jordans, Jordan Winter.
Since leaving Cheltenham, he has actually played for 9 clubs, but only having 2 noticeable seasons, one at Woking and one at his current club, Dartford.
Then our first central midfielder, I'm most likely going to butcher his name, but Arthur Hall.
The 33-year-old is edging very close to his 400th career appearance. He left Cheltenham in 2017. Since then, he has played for 4 clubs and he is currently at Torquay United, who he joined in 2018, where he has made 34 appearances, getting himself 6 goals.
Then we have Kyle Storer.
Kyle Storer is also 33 years old, but he's actually close to his 500th appearance. He left Cheltenham in 2018 after a 3-year spell, getting himself 3 goals in 90 appearances, and he's matched that at Solihull Moors.
Then we have a more well-known name, Harry Pell.
We have already spoke about Harry Pell in a match preview a few months ago on the channel, so I won't go into that much detail about him. But he also left Cheltenham after a 3-year spell in 2018, where he got 19 goals in 118 appearances, and he joined Colchester United in 2018, where he picked up 9 goals in 53 appearances so far.
Only 2 central midfielders left now, the first of which being James Rowe.
One of the only players not to go to multiple clubs here. He left Cheltenham in 2017 and since then he has been at Aldershot Town where he's made 61 appearances, bagging himself 4 goals in that time.
And the next being Joe Hanks.
Even though he spent 4 years at the club, he actually spent most of that time on loan, twice going on loan to Gloucester City and once to Bishop's Cleeve. In 2016, he signed for Gloucester City, where he was there for 4 years, only recently leaving for Chippenham Town.
At right midfield, we had James Dayton.
Once again, another player that's had a previous appearance in one of the match previews. He's had a very, very long career, the 31-year-old, starting off his career at Crystal Palace. He's played for clubs such as Yeovil and Crawley on loan. He's gone to Oldham Athletic. He spent 2 years at Cheltenham, ranking himself at 50 appearances, where in 2017 he left for Leyton Orient, where he still is at the club with 67 appearances and 5 goals.
As well as Omari Stirling James.
Even though he is only 26 years old, the man has played for 10 different clubs. Starting off in 2012, his senior career, he's been on loan moves, permanent moves, and he spent 2 years at Cheltenham, 2014 to 2016, and his current club technically is his loan spell at Kettering Town, but if we're actually going back to where he will return at the end of his loan, it is Mansfield Town.
Our only player at the base of the left midfield is Zack Kavitha.
Since leaving Cheltenham in 2016, the left midfielder has made 9 different transfers, but simply only for the same clubs. Like, he spent 2 loan spells at Gloucester City and 1 permanent. He was at Salisbury, Evesham, Cirencester, but just repeated and intertwining between the clubs, and since 2019 he has returned to Gloucester City, getting 32 appearances, which seems like he's starting to get a bit of a mainstay there.
According to Transfermarkt, the only player to start at a centre attacking midfield was Jack Munns.
It's quite sad to see that Cheltenham Town are seemingly one of the only clubs to actually use this man for his abilities. In 2015 to 2017, he made 60 appearances, getting 9 goals. Since then, he's played for Hartlepool, Dagenham and Dover, and hasn't even added the 70 appearances within those 3 years.
Now on to our attackers. First off, we have Jamaal Lawrence.
I've had to go to multiple different sources for this to make sure this wasn't some sort of sick joke. But no, what you're seeing on screen is correct. It seems that it says from his own words that from his football career in the youth academy at Cheltenham, he's got some great memories. But it wasn't a very enjoyable environment and his experience didn't go as he wished. So he went from playing for Cheltenham Town to terminate his contract, and in 2018 was temping at Curry's PC World. I can't find any information if he has returned to football since, but I am seeing that he launched his own footwear company, so it seems like he's branching into other careers.
Up next, we have 2 right wingers, the first of which being Ryan Jennings.
For the National League winning season, he was actually at loan to Cheltenham from Wigan Athletic. He left Wigan Athletic on 3 loan spells until officially leaving for Floyd in 2016. He's literally just been going from club to club every single season since. Curzon, Alfreton Town, Nuneaton Borough, Ashton United, and finally in 2019 he joined Buxton, but there is no other statistics about it. I'm sorry, but that's all I can give you.
And the other being Luke Thomas.
He left Cheltenham for Derby County, sadly only making 2 appearances in his first season, in the second season going on loan to Gloucester City, and in his third to Coventry City, where he surprisingly made 43 appearances, and in 2019 he was bought by Barnsley, and he's made 32 appearances, getting 1 goal.
And now on to the final position, and arguably the most important position, the striker. Now we have 8 strikers in this list. The first is Billy Walters. In his stint at the club, he made 83 appearances, getting 23 goals in the 2 years he was at Cheltenham. He then left us for Northampton, where he's made 39 appearances. Within his time at Northampton, he has been on 3 loan spells, including 1 at Cheltenham Town. Then we have Omari Morgan-Smith.
At 31 years old, now this lad has been everywhere. He left Cheltenham in 2017. He then went on a loan to York City, getting 18 games, which led them to be permanently bought, making 28 further appearances. He then was bought by Telford United, where he made 50 appearances, and then he is currently at Alfreton Town, where he's got 12 goals in 16 appearances so far, so really lighting up that division.
Next up is Bobby Dale.
Joining Cheltenham in 2013, within those next 3 years, he managed to go on 7 loan spells until leaving the club in 2016 for Gloucester City.
Then we have Andrea Nova.
The man with a Serbian name could have played for the Serbian or United States national team and decided to play for the USA team. Has played his football all around the world. He joined Reading in 2015, where he actually made the loan spell for Cheltenham for their winning season. He went on loan to Telstar, then Fortuna Sittard, and he has finally made a permanent move to Frosinone, where he has got 3 goals in his first 21 appearances since joining in 2019.
Next in the list is Josh Cook.
Another one of these players playing in the lower leagues, so the accuracy and the amount of information I can tell you is, well, very scarce. But he left Cheltenham off his loan spell, then went on loan to Gloucester City. He has then played for clubs such as Sutton Coldfield Town, Stourbridge, and he is currently at Stratford Town, which he joined in 2018.
After him is Alex Dinsmore.
Now, this is a player which I must just put my hands up and apologise for. I know nothing about him, and I'm not even sure if he was in the side. But it says on Transfermarkt that he was in the squad, and obviously I cannot remember from memory, so I'm going with what Transfermarkt says. It's a very trusted website, but it says that he joined the Cheltenham under-18s from not having a club, and then he joined Cirencester Town in 2016-17, but there are no stats for him, and there are no other clubs that he's been sold to. So he is either at Cirencester Town not doing anything, or he is currently without a club again.
The penultimate player in this list is Danny Wright.
The Norwich-born forward spent 3 years at Cheltenham, getting 34 goals in 117 appearances until leaving for Solihull Moors in 2018, where he has got 17 goals in 72 appearances.
And finally, to finish off this list, we have Dan Holman.
The 30-year-old played for 17 clubs in his senior career, leaving Cheltenham in 2018 for Aldershot Town, where he made 13 appearances and got 1 goal. And the last thing it says that he has done lately was in 2018, he joined Kettering Town, where he scored 15 goals in 25 appearances. And I've been told to say, personally by Tyler, that he is a legend, so what a fitting way to end the list.
And that is it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy it. And that is the career path of every single player in the 2015-16 National League winning side for Cheltenham Town. If you did enjoy this video, can you please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. My Instagram, my Twitter and Tyler's Twitter will be in the description. As always, if you have any ideas, please leave them in the comment section. I'd love to do them for you. And 2 videos like this will be on screen shortly, and I'll see you guys in the next one.